time to take a trip down under now as we head to the Australian outback and take a look at the animated series The Koala Brothers. The show was about two koala brothers called Frank and Buster as they fly around the outback in their aeroplane helping out their many friends. There were 78 episodes made over 3 seasons, and there was even a Christmas special. So let's take a look at a couple of their adventures. First up we have Alice Gets Lost. So we see the town as Alice gets up and puts her milk out. George comes over to Alice to give her the post. She reads it as it is an invite to a picnic over at Red Rock. George asks if she knows where she is going, but Alice doesn't know the way, so she lies to George. At the Koala Brothers' house, everyone is chipping in to make the picnic. But at Alice's house, she is trying to make a cake, but spills flour everywhere. She puts the cake in the oven as the brothers are about to head off. George arrives and shows his plums. Frank tells the directions to Red Rock as everyone takes notes. The brothers head to Alice's house as they want to make sure Alice knows the way. Frank tells Alice the directions, but Alice is so busy she forgets. Archie arrives with the rest of the gang as they walk to Red Rock together. Alice is just about to leave her house as she has made her cake. At Red Rock, everyone is there as they unpack. The brothers are concerned about Alice's absence. Alice tries to head to Red Rock, but she is completely lost. Everyone is wondering where Alice is as the brothers head into their plane and look for her. They find her as Alice admits defeat. The brothers head back to town as they give Alice a map. Alice follows the map as she finally arrives at Red Rock and enjoys the picnic. And that's the episode. Next up we have George the sportsman. At the post office, George is doing his work as Mitzi and Ned come in and ask if they can put up a poster for Sports Day tomorrow. George says go ahead as they ask if George wants to join in. George doesn't really say anything as they leave. Outside, everyone is talking about the sports day as George doesn't know what to do as he heads off worried and scared. George then meets Archie at the big tree as Archie says he is training for the sports day. George, still worried, starts to lie to Archie and says he is ill. Back at the home, the brothers were helping Ned and Mitzi train as they then look at the list as they soon spot that George's name is not on the list. Mitzi explains George doesn't want to do anything as Archie then comes by and says George is going to ill. The brothers know something is up with George, so they head to see him. They find him having a cup of tea as the brothers ask him what they are going to do at the sports day. He is very depressed as he says he is no good at anything. The brothers try to cheer him up as they say they will help him. They try a number of sports as it doesn't go as smoothly. George gives up as the brothers still try to convince him he is good at something. He then starts kicking rocks into a bucket as the brothers say he can do that. At the sports day, they do a number of different games as we then get to George, where he has to kick rocks into buckets. He scores as he wins the game. Everyone celebrates as at the end of the episode. Now we have Ned writes a letter. We see Ned writing a letter to his auntie as the brothers are washing their plane. The brothers go over to see him as Ned doesn't know what to write. The brothers try to help as they go inside and have something to eat. They get stumped as all of a sudden they talk about the model plane Ned got. He then tells a story about the time he used his model plane and it was chasing Alice and how it crashed into the washing. The brothers tell Ned not to end on a sad note as they remember they fixed it back up and it was working once again. Archie arrives as he tells Ned to talk about the boat in the waterhole. He then remembers the story as the waterhole was very shallow and the boat didn't move. The brothers then help Ned once more as they put a sail on the boat. Ned then sailed the boat all around the outback. Sammy then arrives as he drops off the shopping. Sammy tells Ned about the washing line as Ned puts it down in his letter. He then recalls the story about the washing line and how he couldn't reach it, so he came up with a few ideas to try to get the washing on the line. He manages to get the clothes on the line as he keeps writing the stories down for his aunt. The brothers come up with the idea to extend the washing line. Ned writes everything down in his letter as George then arrives to collect the post. Ned then thanks the brothers for their advice as a few days later he gets a response from Auntie. He reads it as the episode ends. Finally we have Archie's giant pumpkin. Archie was out jogging as he arrived at the house to talk to Ned about the pumpkin he is growing. Everyone comes out to say it is very big. Archie then boasts about his big pumpkin as he starts to lie. The rest of them say they love pumpkin pie, so Archie says he will bring so much pumpkin pie they won't be able to eat it all. At home, we see the pumpkin is very small as Archie doesn't know what to do. He asks Alice for a special recipe as he tries to get some help. At the brothers' house, the brothers are relaxing as Ned then gets depressed because he wants to cook pumpkin pie for everyone. Archie heads into Sammy's shop as he orders some ingredients. Mitzi comes in to explain how big Archie's pumpkin is as Sammy gives him loads of stuff to make the biggest pie ever. Mitzi then heads home to say everyone is having a party because Archie's pumpkin is giant. The brothers then go see Archie to give him a hand. The brothers arrive at Archie's house as they want to see the pumpkin. Archie doesn't know what to do as they then see how small it is. Archie then confesses to lying as the brothers are displeased. The brothers then come up with a plan to use Ned's pumpkin as they head home and starts cooking up the pie. The gang arrive as they bring out the pumpkin pie. They all eat the pie as the episode ends. Overall, the Koala Brothers was one of the classics of stop-motion animation, and the short stories were very funny and interesting, and each character brought something to the table, and it was just a great show. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.